Hello, friends and people of the internet. Thank you for checking out this episode of the 15-Minute BJ Podcast. I'm BJ Jezbera, and this is the podcast where I talk about my life, music, and all the stuff going on around me. First of all, I want to say thank you to everybody that's been listening since day one. We're on episode 30, and there were moments in this process that I didn't think we were going to get there, but now I'm convinced we're going to get to episode 100 in no time. So thank you for sticking around, and my goal now is to get to 100 episodes, and if you guys like this and want to support me, just let me know that you're listening by dropping comments or likes on the videos. That helps me a lot. It gives me motivation to do another episode next week, but we're going to keep on going, and I'm going to try and get some more guests in here for you soon. I got my friend Draycat coming in as soon as we can get him in here. It's going to be an episode that I will definitely cherish for the rest of my life because he's one of my best friends, and I don't get to talk to him very often anymore. So if I can get him in on the show and record a conversation, that'd be awesome. Before I get into the meat and potatoes of the show, today I've got some show dates coming up. On August 12th and 15th, you can check me at the Tipsy Crow. On the 24th, I'm at Mr. Peabody's in Encinitas with my friends Sonic Tonic. They're a great band from San Diego. They do a lot of classic rock and a lot of high-energy covers. My friend Tommy Chacon, guest on this podcast a few times. He is in that band, and it's going to be a great show, so you should come check us out on August 24th at Mr. Peabody's. On August 25th, I'm doing a BJ takeover of the De Oro Mine Company. We're going to do 3 hours of music. I'm doing acoustic, I'm doing folk trio, and I'm doing full band punk style with drums and electric guitar. So if you want to check it out and see what we can offer as a BJ band, come on out and see us at De Oro Mine Company August 25th. Also, August 26th, I'm at the Tipsy Crow again, so you can go check me out there. If you want to know these dates, just follow me on Instagram or Facebook. I post them there all the time. Today, the topic is advice for the kids, because I had a young listener and an ex-guitar student, my friend Frankie, wrote in on the last episode. He commented, he wanted me to talk about what it's like to be the only punk kid in school. And for me personally, I didn't have that experience. I don't think I was the only punk kid in school. In fact, I knew I wasn't the only punk kid. I don't think I really classified myself as a punk kid. But we're going to get into that. So thank you for writing that in, Frankie. And that is the episode for today. So if you guys have something you want me to talk about in the next one, make sure to put it in the comments. Before I get into my 4 tips for the youths of today, I do want to have this little discussion, though. If you feel at all like you are the only person in the world that knows your situation or knows what you're going through, and you're maybe in a bad place, but you're just not expressing it to people, you need to get out there and you need to talk to somebody. It is the only way that you will learn that you are not only not alone in how you're feeling, but maybe the person you're talking to has been there before and knows how to get out of it. So everybody has felt that way, and unfortunately, everybody feels that way more than once in their life. You're going to feel stuck. Maybe you're going to feel alone. You're going to feel lonely or weird or outcast. That is just part of life, and it's something that everybody faces. So it's not that you are not unique, and it's not that you aren't special. It's that you're not different, right? Everybody goes through this. We are all going through something at some point in our life, and we need to respect each other enough to listen when somebody shows these signs. And if you are the person that needs the help, you need to respect yourself enough to talk to somebody. If you have friends or family or a close teacher or just somebody in your life that you can talk to, you need to do that, because, again, it'll make you feel better, and also maybe the person you're talking to may have experienced something like that before and can help you. It's okay to have bad feelings or to feel like you are a loner, but if it's something that it's really bothering you and it's bugging you down, you need to talk to somebody. You need to reach out, because the alternative is bottling it up. And I can tell you that never works. And it just doesn't feel good. It destroys you over time. So if you're feeling alone and you're feeling down, you need to talk to somebody and they will pick you back up. And if you can't talk to anybody, talk to me. I'm always here. Throw it in the comments and I will definitely be there. Or send me a private message if we need to talk. We can do that. It's important to me that everybody that listens to this podcast knows you're part of a community, you're part of a family, and if anybody out there has felt alone or weird, please share it in the comments and let us know that, we're all not alone, right? So that's enough of that. The upcoming advice isn't quite as heavy as that, but it is something I wanted to talk about because I know in high school that's something a lot of people feel. So if you're listening and you're a young high school kid, or you're coming into high school or just coming out of high school, it's okay. Everything you're feeling right now is normal, it's natural, and it's going to be something that you will overcome. You just need to know the tools, and the tools are the people around you. So use those tools. I guess that'll be tip number 1. Tip number 2 in my advice for the youths: be yourself and don't be afraid. If you feel like you're the only punk kid in school, that's cool. That's all right. That's your identity right now. That's who you are. And if that's what you want to be, then you need to just accept it, and then people will accept you. When I was in high school, again, I didn't really feel like I belonged to any clique or social anything. I didn't have a label other than maybe what other people were putting on me. I tried to keep labels off myself because I knew that when I got out of high school, which was my ultimate goal, those things weren't going to matter anymore anyway. So for myself, I jumped around clique to clique and just tried to blend in with everybody that I encountered. But there were definitely some standout kids, and you know what? It's because they had their identities already. They knew who they were and what they were doing. Myself personally, I just wanted out of there so I could figure out what to do in my life. So I worked hard to get out of school, and I made sure that when I got out, I was going to have a plan. That was the only goals that I had in high school. So I really had time to figure out who I was. And luckily for me, I had people around me that embraced me being myself, my weird self, and they let me do it. They let me figure out who I was around them, on them, with them, whatever. But so it sounds to me like if you feel like you're the only punk kid in school, it just sounds like you've got an identity. And if that's the identity you want, then you need to embrace it, be yourself, and just forget what other people think. If anybody's giving you grief about it, then it's just because they don't know who they are. So be yourself. If you don't know who it is, find yourself. Tip number 2, you got to stay focused on what matters, right? So identity is somewhat important. You got to know who you are, and you got to know what you're about, but it is not the main thing you should focus on. I feel like you need to figure out in your life what is most important to you, whether that be doing well in school, becoming a certain thing when you get out, or maybe just being the best you that you can be. You need to focus on what matters. There's lots of things that are going to be thrown your way that don't really matter. And it's hard not to get dug up in drama or to be part of some type of scene, but you need to remember that there are things out there that are more important than little high school tiffs and drama. So make sure to focus on what matters. Tip number 4, you need to try new things if you haven't figured out what you want to do. The only way you're going to figure out what you want to do is by doing a lot of things and seeing the stuff that you like. Unfortunately, there will be some stuff that you don't like in there too, but don't limit yourself. Don't hold yourself back. You need to try new things because that's how you're going to find your passion. And once you find your passion, you need to focus on that and stick to it. And finally, my last tip for the youths is to never let your passion die and to do what you have to do to keep it. So what that means to me, and this doesn't just apply to high school, but once you've figured out what you're passionate about in life, whether it's something that you can do that brings you money or doesn't bring you money, that is not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about what makes you money. I'm talking about what makes you happy, your passion. So, whether it's art or music or dancing or anything, reading, there's so many things that can make you happy that don't bring you money. It doesn't matter if it brings you money or if it does. If what you love brings you money, then great. Go out there and do what you love and make that money. But for me, a passion thing is this podcast. It doesn't really do much in terms of bringing me any money or attention or whatever. I just enjoy doing it, so I'm going to continue doing it. And I'm going to do what I have to do to make it happen. In terms of high school, though, for me, I wanted to get out of school, and the only way to get out of school is to do well in school. If you do bad, unfortunately, they're going to keep you back. So if your goal is to get out of school like mine was, you need to just buckle down, do well in your classes, well enough to get out, and then once you've gotten out, have a plan. Because when you get out, if your goal is to get out and you don't have a sight past that, you're going to be swimming in some deep waters. So make sure that you know what you want and don't let anything get in that way. right? You got to do some stuff that maybe you don't want to do to get through it, but you have to do it anyway. So you're going to do it. You're going to get through it. And when you're done, it'll be over. So make sure you don't let anything stop you from pursuing your passion. If it's art, if it's drawing, music, whatever, you can have a shitty day job, work, and come home, and your passion will always be there to let you unwind and to help you through anything. So don't ever let your passions die because you think that it's just a waste of time or it doesn't bring you money or any number of excuses you can tell yourself. You need to do it because it's going to benefit you in the long run. And who knows, maybe one day it will be the thing that makes you rich. But as long as it makes you happy, that's all that matters. You need to do what you're passionate about. And you need to make sure that nothing gets in your way. So that's my advice for the youths of today. Thank you, Frankie, for writing in and asking me about that. Sorry, I didn't have more advice on being the only punk kid, but hopefully just my high school advice helps out. And if you have any more questions, feel free to put them in the comments or send me a direct message. Today, I'm going to play you guys a song that I wrote when I was fresh out of high school. And it's kind of a song about being determined not to be what people expect you to be. And that means when I was in high school, I had some lofty dreams. I wanted to be an actor, and then I wanted to be a musician. And there was a lot of people along the way that told me I wasn't going to make it or that it was going to be a hard life and I was going to hate it. And I didn't listen to them because I knew in the back of my head that they were just doubting me. And the idea behind this song is that you need to let your doubters know you're going to be letting them down. So this song is called Before I Let You Down. And it goes out to anybody that's ever doubted me or doubted you, because you can do this. I could do this. We're doing this together. Here we go. This song goes out to you guys. And if you like this song, you can check it out on my old album called CV Soundtrack. It's also going to be featured on the new album that's coming out. I don't have a name for it yet, but I'm excited because we're going to record this full punk band style. You're going to love it. So here it is. Before I Let You Down. Look at me now, hey Dad, are you fucking proud of your son now? And all I've done now because I did the best I could. Hey God, remove your disguise and open up these true love is to gray skies and help us see what we all should be, 'cause we try the best we can. This world is so full of doubt, I've got to get out before I let you down. So take it and listen when I say you should run away before I let you down today. I'm doing my best to. I really need a degree for success, 'cause if I try real hard, won't that take me far? At least that's what you told me as a kid. Dreams are the world that I prefer. A boy who wants to be an actor, so I close my eyes and I visualize, and I hope I get there faster. This world is so full of doubt, I've got to get out before I let you down. So take it and listen when I say you should run away before I let you down today. This world is so full of doubt, I've got to get out before I let you down. So take it and listen when I say you should run away before I let you down today. This world is so full of doubt, I've got to get out before I let you down. So take heed and listen when I say you should run away before I let you down today. So there you have it, folks. That's Before I Let You Down. Once again, you can find that on CV Soundtrack and my upcoming album, which I don't have a name for yet. But I hope you guys liked it. That's the end of the 15-minute BJ podcast. Thanks for writing in, Frankie, and giving me something to talk about today. If you want to hear me talk about something else, anybody, go ahead, put it in the comments below or send me a message, and it'll be my next topic. Thanks for checking out the 15-minute BJ podcast. Try not to melt in this heat. Goodbye.